Hello, hello. 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 I am back after, was it 2 weeks or something like that? It's been a while. It has been a while and a lot has changed, good and bad. But I'm not gonna go into it today because we have work to do. So I'll focus on that instead. There we go. That's very loud. Yeah. That's pretty good, I think. Yeah, it's fine. Looks good. All right. So, what did we do last time? My mouse cable gets stuck. Goddamn. Hold on. There we go. It's better. So, last time that I streamed, what was I doing? Oh yeah, wait, let me a second, I'll see. Oh yeah, I remember. So last time I streamed, I was remaking structures and how they work. So like how it's stored in the core and all of this stuff, like the data and the structure data and the roller data. I remember now, yeah. So what happened then was that I needed to fix, or I wanted to do the upgrades because, you know, I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And I had to remake how they work. So I think I'll have to do it again at some point because they are very not modifiable. they're very static, not dynamic at all. So each roller has the same thing, pretty much same upgrades and stuff, which isn't ideal, but it's good enough for now. Because what I want to do is, I think I'll have these 3 or 4 or however many there are everywhere, and then later at some point, if I want to add roller specific upgrades, which I don't plan to do right now, I'll deal with it later. So it should be fine for now. Oh my god. And also I'm sick, so there might be a lot of coughing. Also, I don't know where my tissues are. So yeah, the plan for today, or what I did before, I guess, when I was not streaming, was that I was away for a vacation, and then I did some things off camera, off stream. Wait, give me a second. My nose is dying. Anyways, so I did some optimization stuff, and I did some work on buying stuff and like making this work better. This container. Also switching out containers, I think I didn't do that on stream. I don't remember. I did something about it, but yeah, it's different. And I also fixed up some math that was wrong because of course it was. What else? John Godot is here. I wanted to make a John Godot cam. If you don't know who John Godot is, check out my Twitter. It's a Godot plushie that I just named John. So he's just called John Godot now. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that happened, but yeah, he's just sitting there looking at me right now. And I got a new keyboard, which I'm learning to type on still, because it's a split ergo keyboard that I made myself, or built, I guess. And yeah, or assembled, that's a better word. So yeah. Also, I might be muting a lot because I need to cough a lot, so probably not the best time to stream, but it's been a while and I wanted to, so here we are. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna do this. So the logic for, I don't know what I last showed, but the logic for buying stuff is different. I don't know if it's set up correctly. Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, and I have a 500 trigentillion because I needed to test something. But basically, I wanted to do the upgrades, and I started work on the upgrades like 2 weeks ago or something. Like last time that I streamed, so that was like what, 20 days or something like that. Yeah. So I did that, but then I realized that I have to like rework some things because I didn't like how it worked, which I don't usually want to do on this project until it's necessary, but it was necessary, and now it's better. So it still works the same. I can still buy stuff, but now it does it in bulk. So what I can do is I can buy one of them, and then what I want to do is if you hold like control and click or shift and click or something, then it's going to buy more of them. Or you can buy like max of what you can afford. Actually, I don't think that's possible, but I can do the calculations pretty easily, I think. For now, I can just specify the amount that I want to buy. So let's say I want to buy 100 of them with one click. I can do that, and it will actually get rid of how much money I actually would need. And it's not as easy as like multiplying by the amount, because that would work only if the price doesn't change or the cost doesn't change, whatever. But it does. Each time you buy one, it goes up in price. That's why because I bought 100 of them, it's the next one would be 469.7 million for one, right? But because I'm buying 100, it would go up very quickly. So I think I can go to like 1,000 something. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I also made a thing that tells me that before it just told me that I didn't have enough money, but now it actually tells me how much I need for the next purchase, like how much more I need plus the amount that I have. So in this case it's 40.4 quattuorgentillion, which is a big number, and I want to change this as well. What I want to do is after decillion or something like that, I want to get rid of this type of notation or whatever you want to call it, and then change it with AA notation. I think it's called notation. So yeah. I want to do that at some point as well. But that's for later. So for now, I was gonna implement cheats, or before that I was gonna implement efficiency upgrades and then cheats, because I wanted to be able to cheat in my own game for, well, it's not cheating, I guess it is, but like more for like debug purposes, you know? So, because every single time I want to test something, I need to go into code and change it and then play the game and then do it again, and it's annoying. And I've been doing that since the start of the project, which is, I always wanted to do it at some point, but I wanted to prioritize other stuff. So I think it's time, finally. And I'm gonna do it with Dear I'm Goy, because, or Dear I am Goy, that's what it's called, because it's simple to use, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty good from what I've heard. So, and I've seen a lot of people do that, use it. And it's pretty simple to implement into Godot because it's a plugin, so, or add-on, whatever you want to call it. So I want to do that because every single time, let's say I want to buy a bunch of stuff because I'm testing something, like in this case where I would need a lot of money to buy 100 of them. I need to give myself a lot of money because I don't want to wait for a long time. And this is a waiting game and I need to test it fast. So what I always had to do is go into coins and then like change this, and it was annoying. So I want to be able to open a debug menu and just give myself however much money I want, basically. That's the plan. And also maybe other stuff, who knows. But for example, if I want to, instead of buying the rollers, I would just get them without paying for them, like cheat them in basically, or add rollers, that's what I meant, or upgrades or anything like that, you know. So that's what I want to do. And yeah, that's the plan basically. So yeah, before I start with that, let me see. Okay, yeah, before I start with that, I want to go through the efficiency upgrades, because my idea was that I at least want one upgrade to work, because it doesn't work like I want to. Basically, buy a roller technically counts as an upgrade right now, but it's not. So I want to, well, I guess it is, but it's a bit different basically from the other upgrades, because the other upgrades have upgrade stuff, you know. You can have one roller and then put stuff on top of the one roller. So what I want to do is for each upgrade, I want to be able to have different price scaling, and also different prices, different like level stuff and visuals and whatever, right? What's up? What's up, nerd? How's it going? It's been a while. I haven't been streaming for like more than 2 weeks, but I'm back. Yeah, I'm just talking to myself right now to see what I need to do and stuff. How are you doing? Oh yeah. Um So what I was saying is basically I want different price scaling for different upgrades. That's what I want to do. But at the same time, the bad part about what I'm about to do and what I'm doing is that all of the upgrades, in this case it's only 3, but you know, for now at least, they are hard coded. They're not dynamic, which is fine until you realize that if I want to add a new upgrade, then I would have to, you know, hard code it again. So it's not great. I would rather have a system where where I can put in and take out upgrades as I want. That would be the best way to do this, but I don't think it's necessary right now. I might want to do that later, but because every single roller has the same upgrades for now, it's fine, I think. Or maybe I'm just coping, one of those two, you know, who knows at this point. So, yeah. But, yeah, at least, I want to at least do this one. Don't we all cope? That's true. That is true. With a lot of stuff, yep. That is very real. But yeah, music jump scare. Yeah, the efficiency works in a interesting way, and it's actually working right now. It's in the game. So if I buy efficiency, it actually levels up. The only thing that doesn't work is that it takes, like, you can see the price isn't there, right? And that's because it takes the price from the roller and it doesn't change it. So every single time I buy an efficiency upgrade, it gets rid of 400 from my, you know, bank thing. So if I click on this one is 230. If I click on the efficiency upgrade, it's gonna get rid of 230 every single time I click on it, which that's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to have its own price with its own scaling and whatever. That's what I will do today, and then we'll work on the debug menu cheat thing, whatever. And also the way it works is each time you click on double efficiency, like the upgrade itself, it's a level system. So this RPS is the base RPS, or the effective RPS, I guess, effective rolls per second, I call it, which is basically rolls per second with that keeps efficiency upgrades in mind. So it doesn't look at how many rollers you have. It just says, hey, this is the efficiency, or this is the rolls per second of the efficiency itself, which is confusing, so I don't think I will keep it. But I will display the rolls per second of each roller somewhere else, like the total one, not just the efficiency one. But double efficiency says what it says. If my rolls per second by default is 1, I'm gonna restart. It's 1 by default, and the level is 1, which also I don't know if I want to do, but I'm gonna get into that. If it's 1 and I click on it, it's 2 because it's level 2. But then when I click on it again, it's 4, but it's level 3. So it doubles every single time. So now it's gonna be 8, and it's level 4, and now it's gonna be 16, and so on, right? So, yeah, it's very exponential. I think that's the word, yeah. So with level 10, you have, how much would that be? Like 10 or 2 to the power of, wait, how was it again? I don't remember. Hold on. Efficiency. This is wrong, I think. Get effective RPS, there we go. Yeah, it's 2 to the power of efficiency level -1. Because it has to go from 0. But we are counting levels from 1, which this is another thing that I was gonna ask chat and other people that are helping me. Do you think it makes more sense to start from level 1 or from level 0 on upgrades? Because in my head, if you think about it, like, efficiency level 1 means default efficiency, right? But does it make sense for it to be level 0 for default efficiency or not? You know what I mean? Same with the dice. Like, a d6 is level 1 right now, but does it make more sense if it's level 0? Because I don't think so. It feels weird to me. I don't know. I need your guys' opinion because I'm not sure which one makes more sense. Rosam, hello. How's it going? I was lurking on your stream later when I stopped typing, but yeah, because I was playing Overwatch, so program my brain happy with 0, 1 makes sense. Yeah, because like technically, right, you start from level 1. You don't start with level 0 in other games, I'm pretty sure. So it makes more sense as a player to see level 1, right? I think. Cheesy blueberry pie. That is me. Hello, hello. How's it going? I asked that before, but how's it going? But yeah, but then there's another one. Level 0 would not give you an auto roll at all. Well, that's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, in my game, levels are only on upgrades. They're not on the count of how many you have. So you can see that count and like level is different. This one doesn't work. That's why it's 0. But a count of 0 doesn't give you a roller. Count of 1 starts a roller. Well, I have 100 of them because that's what I have right now, set it at 100, but you know what I mean. It's like, that's different from the levels, because the levels only apply for upgrades. So I still think it makes more sense to like have level 1 as the default instead of level 0. I just think it looks better, but also it makes sense, because 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 1 is 2, and so on, right? So it's like, I don't know, it just makes more sense in my head, but yeah. But then there is a issue with having advantage rolls, because this upgrade is also level based, all of them are. The problem with advantage rolls is that with each advantage roll level, you gain 1 more dice. So with the, I don't know if you've ever played D&D, but or any card game. Like, how do I say this? If you roll a dice with an advantage, you roll 2, right? Makes sense. So like, and then you pick the best result. Nice. It is. So let's say I have 1 more, like I have 1 advantage roll, which means I roll 1 dice and then roll another dice of the same type and then pick the best one, right? That's my advantage roll. Now, what does it mean? Thank you for redeeming nothing. I wonder if people still don't know what it does, because some people still don't. Well, most people still don't, actually. It's funny, because it says that it does nothing, but maybe it does, who knows? Anyways, I was gonna say, like, you have 2 dice, right? So like you have one that is here, the d6, and then that's the one that the roller is rolling. And then let's say you have one advantage roll. Is that level 1 or is that level 2? Thanks for nothing. Exactly. Like, this is the confusing part, right? Or should it be a count instead of a level? But then it makes no sense. You know, it's so confusing.
Cheesy blueberry pie.
Cheesy blueberry pie indeed. Oh, you know what? I should like make my points like blueberries or something. It's not a bad idea. I still don't know what to do with my emotes. I still don't have any emotes or anything, so I have to figure that out. And I'm not an artist, so I can't make, or I am an artist, but not drawing artist. So, well, it might become expensive to check adventure rolls when you got a lot of dice, though. True, but I have it very optimized, trust me. So, instead of, okay, I'm gonna break the illusion a little bit, and don't tell this to everyone or anyone. only the people in the chat will know. But the die or the rolling of the rollers isn't real. And what I mean by that is it works in a very specific way, so it's as optimized as possible. I'm gonna show you. So let's say that I only have, or actually let's just put 0. Oh, there we go. So I have 0 coins, right? Right now I have 0. Now, because I have 0, if I try to buy something, it's gonna, oh wait, I have to also say that I want to buy 1 at a time, not 100. There we go. Okay, so if I want to buy something, it's gonna say, hey, you're short on money, right? I have 0, so I am 400 short because one of them costs 400. The way rolling in my game works, there's two types of rolling. So there's the real roll, I think it's called. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, real roll, which is the thing that the player uses. So if I click here, it actually picks a number between 1 and 6 because I'm using a d6 right now, and then it adds it to the money count, right? But then there's another one. There's another way of rolling, which is the rollers rolling. It's called where is it? Oh, it doesn't even, okay, I forgot to change the names, but basically the roller doesn't do that. The roller doesn't pick random numbers, which is kind of funny considering that the whole game is about, you know, rolling die and it's random. But what it's doing instead is, that would be very slow. Actually, no, it wouldn't be slow to pick a random number between 1 and whatever, but it's slow when it's doing it 10 times per second and there's multiple of them, right? And let's say that I have dice that has 120 sides, so you know it stacks up at some point. So what I did instead is I don't do any randomness, but I do the average of the roll instead. So it calculates the average of the roll. So let's say you have a d20, then the average would be like, actually I don't know, let's find out. Calculate the average roll with advantage. There we go. So this is how it works. to get an average, if it's not 0, or if the advantage rolls is 0, I mean, then it's just gonna get the average. And the average is very simple. It's just how many sides of dice plus 1 divided by 2. That's how you get the average roll. That's actually like if you do the math, this is correct, right? If you throw 100 dice or die, then, and let's say it's a d20, then the average result will be whatever this is, right? That's just math, how it works. And but that's also only one problem, right? That solves the problem of picking a random number very, like, many times in a row. But there's another problem where, as you said, advantage rolls are kind of difficult, because if you have a lot of them, then, you know, it's going to be slow. And if you have to do it a lot per frame, then, or whatever, then it's a problem. And that gets solved by this equation right here. So what it does is basically I get the advantage rolls, like however many I have, plus 1, and then the size of dice as a float, both of them. And then this equation, what it does is basically, it's not perfect, but what it's doing is it's trying to estimate what you would get by rolling multiple dice at the same time and then picking the best one. So it's not 1-to-1, and it's actually a bit better, I think. It's a bit over what it should be, but it's so small, it's so not noticeable that you will never ever see it in a game, like, be like different from whatever you would actually get. So let's say I have 2 advantage rolls, and then I have a d20 and I roll it 100 times. If you do that in real life, you will get very similar results to what this function does in my game. But this function is very fast. That's the difference, basically. So yeah, I don't have to worry about that because I know it's very fast. And I've tried it. So I know it is. I mean, I didn't like stress test it that much. I think I did like 1 million or like a 50 million or something, which is a lot, but, you know, considering what this game is, it doesn't have to be, it can be way more, basically. But yeah, it's fine, I think. It should be very well optimized. But so that's why I don't worry about that. But actually, if we really want to, we can test it out. So what I can do is, I can't buy them, but I can just set them by default. So like sides of, no, advantage rolls equals 5 is the max. So that would be 6 dice per roll, right? And then it's gonna pick the best one. And the sides of dice can be, right now it's a d6, let's do 20. A d20, right? And then what we want to do is we want to buy a bunch of them. Actually, let's not do that, but instead do it here, because that way I can get rid of it later. So let's buy 1 million of them. That's not million, this is 1 million. And then the efficiency level is the same, but we want to oh, what did I do? There we go. We want to do the dice, where is it? Starting dice? Size of dice equals 20. Okay, yeah. Kind of takes away the gambit of at least the manual roll. Yeah, I mean, the whole point of the game is to like feel like you're rolling dice, right? So that is supposed to be there. And there's a I thought about this as well, because I was like, this is gonna be so random and so inconsistent, right? But at some point, let's say you have like 5 hours of gameplay in the game or something, or 10. At some point, it's gonna go up to so like massive numbers that at that point it's better to use the average instead of the actual number, because it's gonna be the same, right? So it's only Gamba at the start, and then it gets very averaged out, right? The bigger the numbers are, anyways. So why not just start with the average? And so, I mean, people are not gonna notice, anyways, because of the way I am calculating and showing the numbers. I'm gonna get into that later, but I want to try this out first. But also, I thought about like, okay, what if people want to like speedrun the game or something for some reason? And to solve that issue, you would have to have consistent random numbers, right? Whatever uses the random numbers, which in this case is only the manual roll, the real roll. I still wanted to address that, so I have a seed system, which luckily Godot already like has. But basically, this is what the randomize function here does. It randomizes the seeds. So each time I do something random, if I set the seed to the same thing, it's always going to give me the same result no matter what, right? On all platforms. So that's another thing that I thought about. Like maybe people will want to have the same results as others, and this is how you would do it basically. So when you start the game, you can go into like an advanced settings thingy and then choose if you want a seeded game or a random game. And it's not going to be that different, but if you really want to, you can, basically. So yeah, I was gonna say, oh yeah. So before I talk about why people are not gonna notice the average versus the real roll, I will test this out. So technically, let's get rid of this actually. So technically, if I like start the game in 2 seconds, I should have 1 million of these. Yep. And it's generating me a lot of money. And if we look at our monitors real quick, I'm gonna wait because every single time I drag the window, it dies. So on average, when I'm streaming, I have around 2000 FPS. And as you can see, it's around 2000 FPS. So it's fine. And I have 1 million of these. Let's say that I have, and also the, wait, actually, I don't know if okay, advantage roll is 0, so let's set that. I forgot to do that, whoops. So let's set the advantage rolls to 5, which is the max. There we go. And now if we look at our FPS, I'm gonna wait so it does its thing. There we go. So as you can see, there's no difference. There's no difference in process time, there's no difference in FPS or physics process, which is what the game runs on mostly, physics process, because it's 10 times per second. So yeah, it doesn't take up any performance stuff. It's all the same, no matter how much advantage rolls or like how much of the rollers I have or what the dice is. So right now what is happening is it's doing 1 million rollers. It's rolling 1 million rollers 10 times per second times 5, right? Technically, or 6 technically, yeah. So it's doing like 1 million normal rolls 10 times per second plus 5 advantage rolls, and it's picking the best number and working with a d20, and it's at 2000 fps. So you know, I think we're good. I don't think I have to worry about that. You know what I mean? I think it's okay. Let's, just to be safe, let's do 100 million, right? Just to be safe. Or you know what? Even better, 100 million with a D120. Let's go crazy. I like how I instantly went up 1 billion or multiple billions. There we go. 2000 FPS. I think we're good on that side. You know what I mean? I don't think I have to worry about it. Optimization at its best. Also, beautiful number, I think. What is it? Million. Hold on. Million duo sen non sexagentillion. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a number that I can comprehend. For sure. Also, you want to see a funny bug with the Godot? Look at this shit. So I'm not moving my mouse, and I have 2000 FPS. Now I will start moving my mouse. What the fuck? Why did I lose like 1000 FPS? And then when I stop, I go back again. And you know what's funny? I'm not the only one who has this, and it only happens in the editor. If I build the game, it doesn't happen. What the fuck is that? Mouse pooling. Yeah, I think it is, actually. You're right. It might be. That's so weird. Also, it doesn't happen on my laptop. Your avatar makes me hungry. Did you eat today, Rosam? Probably just debug being slow. Yeah, I don't know. As like, I'm just happy that it doesn't actually do it in release, you know? Also, who the fuck is gonna run this game without VSync on, you know what I mean? Like, this is just for testing. I'm gonna put VSync on because to cap the FPS of the player's monitor, but I don't think you need to run a clicker game at 2000 FPS in the background, you know what I mean? So it's probably fine. Talking cake coding, that's me. Hello Sansi, how's it going? That is me indeed. I just had you, no worry. What does that mean? What do you mean you had me? Did you eat me without me knowing? How does that work? Am I streaming it from like your stomach or something? Is that what's happening? MLG clicker gaming needs its 2K FPS. That's true. Actually, it would probably be even more. I just have my PC is kind of ass. It's like 10 years old at this point. That's why I bought new components. Oh no, wait, hold on. I lost like a pin thing. I don't know where it is. What? It actually disappeared. Fuck. Hold on. Am I going insane? Oh, found it. There we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're talking from my stomach. What the hell? That's crazy. Your stomach looks very much like my room. That's kind of weird. It's very familiar in here. Illegal level. I'm the forbidden fruit of cakes. Or pies, I mean. So yeah, as I was saying, I don't think it's gonna be an issue. Just to be sure, just so we're not like having false hopes or whatever, I will do. Oh, what the hell? No, that's not what I wanted to do. I will do one more thing, and that is to copy this and then paste it, and then instead of this one being 1. Oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted exactly. It's gonna be 2, because that's, I'm pretty sure that's the second one with the roller, yeah. So we will have 200 million. No, we will have 2 rollers, each 100 million of them, with different data. So they will have different efficiency levels, or not efficiency levels, what do you call it? Rolls per second. And then both of them will have at least 120 and 5 advantage rolls on top. There we go. So we have 100 million of these, 100 million of these. Both have different values, different stats. Let's look at the monitors real quick. Yeah. I think it's fine. I did notice that the process gets a little higher, but I think it's just because it has to create and delete a lot more objects, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. At least I hope not, because I mean, I have a bunch of them, so I think it's going to be fine. But the main thing that I worry about is the physics process, which is what my game is running on. The tick is happening on, like, the math is happening on the physics process. That's my tick, basically. So it's all good. It's fine. Also, my memory is pretty good too, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Yeah, if we look at the objects, it's gonna show us how much we need to do and stuff. So because each number is an object, because of what do you call it? I'm using basically a custom number type, so that's why it's an object instead of a what do you call it? A variable type, I guess. Or what do you call those? Like inbuilt types, inbuilt, you know, like integers and floats. I don't know what they're called. Yeah, built-in type. But yeah, I think we're good on the FPS. So back to the problem. Let's get rid of this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention another thing why it's so optimized is because it doesn't calculate the rolls per second each tick. It does it once. And that's it. Or I guess not once, but like every single time it needs to update, it updates, but not other than that, it's fine. So like if I buy a bunch of stuff, only then it's gonna update, if that makes sense. And it only does it once. And that brings me to another thing that I was gonna talk about, and that is how I actually do or show the currency, because if you think about it, is this back to normal? I don't remember. It is, okay. If you think about it, it would make sense for me to show the result of the roll each time it happens, right? So if I click on it, it's going to show it when I stop clicking, because that's when you roll the dice. And it's going to show the amount that you rolled plus the amount that you had before. Makes sense. But because of how I wanted to optimize rollers, and you know, it's just because of optimization reasons, pretty much. The way it works with the rollers, it's different. Of like it shows it differently, basically. So in the game, these things, the coins or currency or whatever, it's gonna be called like magic shards or die shards or something like dust or whatever, like something minuscule. And that's because technically it's, well, first of all, it's fantasy. Second of all, it's not the actual roll. So what I mean by that is, let's go up to this is where the debug stuff would be handy. I will have to do that today. Let's give ourselves 500 by default. So if I buy a roller, what I'm expecting is it's using a d6, right? And it's doing it once per second. It's rolling 1d6 per second. So in my head, what I'm expecting is, oh, the currency is going to show, or it's going to update once per second, because that's when the roll happens, right? But it doesn't. It updates very strangely and very consistently, or not very consistently. It sometimes jumps faster and slower, but why am I looking at this? Why is this happening? And the answer is number go up and no one cares. The other answer is that, or the real answer, I guess, is that if you think about it, when I'm doing it at an average, I'm doing it 10 times per second, so it doesn't have to update each time something happens. It updates 10 times per second. But that means instead of me seeing that the result is rolling once per second, it is rolling once per second, but I'm seeing it update multiple times per second, if that makes sense. So think about it as like you roll a d6 and you land a 6, and then you split the 6 into multiple numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, or 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 in this case it would be. And then one by one you add it in that 1 second. Does that make sense? So if 1 second, yeah, if we have 1 second, holy shit, jump scare. If we have 1 second and a d6, and I roll a 6, I will cut the 6 into multiple chunks and then add them one by one in that 1 second. And that's what's happening here. But instead of it being specifically one number and a whole number, it's a float number, actually. I'm just not showing the decimal place, like the numbers that go behind the full number. And that's because it makes no sense to show that, but that's how it works behind the scenes. Will people care? No, I don't think so. I think people just see a number go up and they have, their brain is like dopamine, you know? So, but that's how it works. So technically you are, or the roller is rolling once per second, and you are getting the roll once per second. So if you I'm gonna actually show you, if I wait, 10 seconds specifically. Let's buy one of them. Yeah, I think that should work. So if I specifically wait 10 seconds, or actually let's put our money to 0 so so we can actually visualize it. So we'll wait 10 seconds. That would mean that we would get some kind of average from the D6, and it's gonna be consistent. So in this case, it's 35, because 6 plus 1 divided by 2 is how much? I don't know. Let me do a calculator funny. 6 plus 1 divided by 2. Oh, whoops. No, that's 7 divided by 2. 3.5 is the average, times 10, because it's 10 seconds, 35. It works. So you are still getting the actual roll per second. It's just that you're getting it in small, tiny chunks, if that makes sense. Nemui sleepy? I don't know what that means. I don't know Japanese, if that's Japanese. Are you feeling sleepy? What time is it for you, Rosam? 5 trillion lines? Oh my god, no way. Yes. This is not that bad. How's it going? It's been 20 days since I last streamed, I think. Because I was away and dealing with stuff. 46 past midnight. That's valid. Are you a night owl? Or are you just staying up late? I feel so honored that people, instead of sleeping and, you know, being healthy, watch my stream after, you know, when they should be sleeping. I respect it. 11 a.m. Andy. True. You know what's funny? I get a lot of, or not a lot, but like I get a bunch of people from America watching me, but for some reason they think that for me it's the same like time, because they probably don't know where I'm from or something. So they're like, wow, you stream so early, like how do you do that? Do you wake up at like 6? And I'm like, no, I wake up at 10. Sometimes 3 p.m. So, you know, just different time zones type beat. Hey, but at least, you know, I got people from both Europe and stuff. Okay, what the fuck is up with the Hollow Knight's OST jump scaring me each time there's a new song? Chill. I'm usually a night owl, but already sleepy. Understandable. I mean, you probably had a long day, so you should go eat, or you know, watch my stream and be up until like 6 a.m. because that's very responsible, and everyone should do that. For sure, for sure. All of Western Europe is like one time zone. That's true. That is very true. Oyasumi nasai, is that what it, how you say that? This is how I'm gonna learn Japanese. Oyasumi nasai. I don't know. I'm probably butchering it. But if you're going to sleep, good night. I don't know if you are. I'm not sure. but if you are, then thanks for stopping by, and yeah, go get some eep. The sleepies, for real, for real. I got 4 fillings yesterday, and they feel like sandpaper. I hope it smooths out. Usually it does after a while, yeah. But for me, when I have those, they ask like, "Oh, do you like feel it?" And if I said yeah, if I say yes, then they smooth it out even more. Maybe next time you do it, if you will have to, you can ask them to do that. Because it takes like 1 minute or less to do that for them. Ellipsis maxing. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't realize this one spot was fucked up. I had to call them back if it never fixes itself. It's free to fix. They said, oh, nice. Okay, that's good at least. It would be kind of fucked up if they asked for money for that, because it doesn't cost them much at all. It's like, you know. Yeah. But if you, I mean, usually it does when you eat, so it should be fine after like a few weeks probably or something. I was at a dentist like a month ago as well. I need to switch my dentist again. Just went to that one after moving, and he fucked something up. Bruh, that's not good. Yeah, that is not great. What the fuck was I doing again? Oh yeah, how is my player advantage rules work? Do I just... Oh yeah, I do, okay. No, that makes sense. Anyways, back to the thing that I was talking about. Kagas, you're here, so I need your opinion as well. Wait, do I have everything set up correctly? No, I don't. This can go fuck itself. Goodbye. All right. Oh, and then this too. Jesus, I need the debug view. This is great. This is amazing. Wow. I sure wish I had a debug view. Hello, music. Oh, we went through the whole thing. Okay. What is it called? Core Keeper. Oh, there's a volume 2. No way. I haven't heard that. Huge. All right. It works nice. I low-key fuck with the dentist because I'm paranoid about my teeth. What does that mean? Had gotten a filling and he replaced an old filling next to that tooth, and something is not right. That doesn't sound good. You know, it's always scary when like you are technically not the one in control, if that makes sense. It's like if they fuck up, it's gonna be on them, but it's you will suffer, you know. It's kind of, I mean, that's just how it works, but it's not great. Now that I have had 4 cavities. I'm also deadly afraid of the dentist. Why? Is it because of the tools they use or something? Or because they can be bad at their job or something? Or both? Ugh. Resources go crazy in Godot. True. All of my rollers are and structures are resources, and yeah, all of this is basically a resource. Like all of these things and all of these things, the data. I think I'm gonna put player stuff in a resource as well. Resource, basically, if you think about it, resources are everything that is just data in the engine. Like literally everything is a resource. You know what goes crazier though? Ref counted. Ref counted are mega OP, which is also like 90% of the engine. And they say, look, this is the funniest shit ever. Resource. It says since they inherit from ref counted, resources are reference counted and freed when no longer in use. They can also be nested with the resource to save on disk, blah, 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 blah. Right. But. Okay, it doesn't say here, but if you go onto the actual page of, like, you know, the docs online, it says that resources are as performant as ref counted, but they can do more because they have signals and they can store stuff and they can be loaded and saved. I have an objection to that. No, that's not true. I don't think it is, at least. I didn't work on the engine, so, you know, keep in mind that my opinion is invalid because I'm a stupid nerd, but, you know, I don't think it's true. I really don't think a ref counted and a resource is as performant. Like, they don't, that's not how that works. You have so much overhead because of signals and because of functions and like whatever is included in a resource that isn't included in a ref counted, because a ref counted is literally just an object that keeps track of how many of those objects are existing, right? And who owns them. That's it. There's nothing else. So if someone tells me that resource is as performant as a ref counted, I don't believe them. even if it's the official documentation, I really don't believe them. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Can always test it out. I think I will at some point, because like, how is it possible if you need to take up space for so much more? Like, they can be, I think they can be grouped. I think they have signals. They have the ability to save and load. They have like so much more overhead, I think. Right? So it makes no sense, but I don't know. Maybe they're right and I'm just insane. Who knows? Well, the second part is true anyways, but you know. I got better at programming and I now know what to do more often. Nice. That's good. Yeah. There's always, the people say that there isn't a correct way to do things. I disagree. There's always the correct way to do things. And by correct, I mean performant and good and usable. And there might be multiple correct ways to do things, but there is an incorrect way to do things. So why isn't there a correct way to do things? You know what I mean? If we're talking from like, is it gonna work perspective, then no. But because look at like Balatro or Undertale, like Undertale, the whole fucking dialogue system is a big if else statement or a match, whatever. The whole game, right? So, or Balatro, the things, the cards, the jokers, I think, they also are a big ass like if else statement. Like every single card is just an if else statement. But I mean, it works. It's just, you know, not great. the security of having clean teeth. They graze one of my incisors with the polisher, and I can feel it. I don't know what that means. Feeling, but it doesn't sound good. Feelings early on, I guess. Child trauma, even though it held very well until now. Clearly didn't do a bad job. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only way to do, like, to fix that is just exposure therapy, and you will have to do that anyway, so I'm sure it's gonna get better. Marberries, hello. How's it going? Maybe as performing when not performing those functions, you can get away with it in small games. You can get away with the front teeth in small games. Yes, of course. No, I get what you mean. A ref counter seems to inherit from an object. A resource inherits from a ref counter. Yeah, it does. Reading messages out of order maxing, that's what I do. It's funny. You know what I do in other people's streams where I'm modded? I love to do this. It's the funniest shit to me. I don't know why. So if someone has auto mod and someone types a message and then auto mod catches the message, what happens is that I can decline it or accept it, right? But instead of accepting it instantly, because usually it's wrong for whatever reason, like it catches something stupid, like the word shit, right? Or something, I wait for like 2 minutes and then I accept it. And that what happens is instead of the message being put where it was, it gets put as a new message. So then it makes no fucking sense. And it's the funniest shit ever, because then people are pissed. And also very confused. And I'm just here giggling to myself. And also when the streamer reads the message, it makes no sense. It's beautiful. What are you doing? I am holding messages until they make no sense, and then I put them in chat when Automod holds a message. That's what I'm doing. What do you mean in this? I am not sure. I gotta go in. Yeah. Evil Pie arc. No, that's not my arc. It's just like me. It's just what I do. Or maybe it is my arc, who knows? Maybe I will go insane and then become the villain. I will be evil. What am I doing? I was testing. I was stress testing, and then I was just explaining what I was doing for the 2 weeks that I wasn't here, and then I wanted to work on the efficiency upgrades because it's already done. It just doesn't have a price calculation. And then when that's gonna be done, because that's gonna be easy, I want to do debug menu with Dear GUI. This thing. This thing. I want to make a cheat menu for myself so I can actually test it properly and not have to like go into code and change my coins and whatever, because that's annoying as fuck. So that's the plan. Yes, it is very good. Dear GUI is just buzzing. I used it multiple times on other engines and projects and stuff, so. But I've never used it in Godot because I didn't even know that's a thing, but it is, so good. I used it in Rust and I used it in Unity. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. But it's really good, yeah. For making very quick debug menus and stuff. Can you just like make a button in it to give you coins? Yeah, that's what I want to do. It's basically gonna be like a bunch of stuff like add this much money and buy, or not buy, but like give myself this many rollers of this type, or I don't know, show some debug stuff that, you know, the player doesn't have to see and whatever. Like specific amounts of things and, you know, stuff like that. Godot is written in C++, so it makes sense. Yeah, sorry, the plugin, the add-on is made with GD extension, I think it's called, or whatever. So it could, you can use C++, C# and GD script with the add-on. It's pretty nice. But yeah, you can make sliders, you can make sub viewport previews. So like, for example, this is a sub viewport, so I can just have it in the debug menu if I wanted to, even if if I'm not in the scene and stuff like that. So it's nice. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yo, hello Zero. Hello. I'm doing good. Just, I mean, could be better because of personal reasons, but yeah, I'm good. I just came back from vacation and I'm back to working on my projects. So we're just gaming, you know. We are doing the coding nerd shits. That's what we're doing. Thank you. I'm gonna be fine. I just have to like deal with some stuff, so it should be good. Hopefully, it's gonna figure itself out. How are you doing? How's it going? What have you been up to? Oh yeah, the efficiency thing. That's what I was gonna do. So this is wrong. First of all, second of all, there is no data for. Where's my roller? There it is. There's no data for getting scaling factor of. Why is this a constant? Do I use it somewhere else? No, I don't. Really? I mean, I guess I can keep it like this, but I don't know why I would keep it like this. Because I'm converting it into a big anyways. Oh yeah, one thing that I hate about resources, they don't have a ready function or like anything that indicates that they're done initializing. They have an initialize function, but it doesn't work as you think it does. So what I wanted to do, for example, is I have a export that is in a different type. Yeah, I wanted to convert it into the big type after it's done because this is an export variable, so it has to be done after it's, you know, initialized. But there is no, like, you can't do that in an initialize function. Doing solid, just had my birthday and stuff. Oh shit, happy birthday, nice. Happy birthborf, you're old. Or something. I think you're actually the same age as me, so I don't know why I'm saying that you're old. But I am old, so, you know. We're old, we're relics at this point. But yeah, have a good stream. I'm 95, holy shit. No way, same. Real? Chat? Is this real? No way. I'm actually 96. Old. Yeah. Have a good one. I might stop by when I stop streaming. We'll see. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so initializations. For some reason, it doesn't. So exports and other stuff get done after initialization. So I can't. It's not gonna give me the export value, basically, on initialization for some reason. I don't know why. So then I was like, okay, first of all, fuck you. Why is it not working? Second of all, sure. If it's a problem of steps, understandable. So I looked up, right? I went into resource and I looked up what can I use to look at or to do stuff after it's done initializing. Well, good thing that there is a function called notification that is done on the object, I'm pretty sure. I actually don't know, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, there it is. Now, what this does is it gives me a bunch of stuff that happens, right? And one of them just happens to be notifications post initialize. Wow, that's great, isn't it? So I was like, okay. In that case, what this means is I can use the notification to see when it happens. I can, whatever the initialization happens, it's done. I can do my own thing. Well, small issue, for some reason, this never gets called. This never gets called on a resource. It gets called on everything else except the resource. Why? I don't know. I can't even use that. So what I did is kind of dumb. I just made my own setup function and then called it when I'm setting up the resources. But it's so dumb. I shouldn't have to use this. You know what I mean? It's like there is already a function that should do that. The notification thing. So why is it not working? You know what I mean? It's kind of dumb. Give me a second. All right. But yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That's about it. It's just annoying, but it works. It's just kind of dumb. But what I was gonna do is make a. Okay, I was gonna make a. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, the scaling. So we have an efficiency level, but we also need money. So I don't know why it's like weirdly put here. I think I need to like make it into its own like regions and whatever, because it's very confusing right now. Like base price is here. Sorry. The size of dice and dice level is here, but then efficiency level is here. I don't know about that. Oh my god. I'm dying. Sorry about that. How many games using GUI? A lot, but not for UI. I'm pretty sure they use it for just debug stuff. So for example, people that use their own engine usually, like make their own engines, usually use that because it's simple to use and easy to set up. So one of the ones that I know of is oh my god, Receiver 2. I don't know about the first one, but probably the same thing. But I know that Receiver 2 uses it because I had to use it. You can actually set it up. What the fuck is... Why is my thing exploding? I need to put my phone on silent. But yeah, Receiver 2 uses it because they have their own engine, and you can actually go into the menu by pressing some buttons. Because one issue that I have with the receiver is it's so loud. It's insanely loud. Even if you put the setting to mute or to soften the gunshots, I know it's on purpose. I'm not saying that it's a bad design choice or something. It's an artistic choice, but it's so incredibly loud that I had to go into the debug menu in that game and I had to turn down the gun sounds to like 0.2%, and it was still loud. But yeah, they do use that because I've used it before. And it has a look, you know what I mean? So you can instantly see that they're using it. But yeah. So that's the only game that I know of that uses it, but there's probably a bunch more that use it, but we don't know because it's usually for debug stuff or engine specific stuff, you know? So yeah. One thing that I want to use it for is in the start of the game, you meet the God of Luck. This is not spoilers because it's literally the start of the game, so you're good. You meet the God of Luck and or Fortune or whatever, and you are sent to Earth, to the city that you're gonna reside in, to you know, gain fortune and influence and stuff like that. But you sign a contract with the God of Luck, and the signing of the contract is actually going to be you scribbling on a note or like a scroll, I mean. But the way I want to do it is I want to make it look like it's ink. And what I thought about is doing it through sub viewports and layers and whatever. But I want to visualize what it looks like without all the effects, and I wouldn't be able to do that because, or I would be able to do that, but it would be annoying to set up. But with DRAM GUI, I can do that very easily, and I can just put the sub viewport in there to see what it looks like without any effects. So it's pretty neat. Or if you're using Godot and you don't want to do that, you can spawn windows, like multiple windows, and and display whatever stuff that you want in those windows. So yeah, there's shit ton listed on their GitHub. Yeah, it's probably a bunch. Assassin's Creed, Overwatch 2, Palworld. Yeah, usually games with their own engine use it. I don't know why Palworld would use it, because that's an Unreal, but I mean, I guess if you don't want to make your own, that makes sense. For example, for Prismatica, the game that I do mostly audio on, it's a big game. Like it's a big ass project. Like it's been in the development for like 3 or 4 years now, I think. And there's basically only 2 people working on it. Technically only 1, but I am doing the audio and stuff. I am the second most I'm the second, what do you call it, like contributor thingy? I have the second most contributions. The first one is it's Charlie, the guy who made the game, the who started the project. But what I was gonna say is I also do tools for the game. I made my own tooling thingy called Architect. Commits, I guess so. It's not more, well, yeah, I guess so, yeah. It's also commits, but also just like work in general. But I made my own tool called Architect, and I built it in Unreal instead of using GUI, but now that I think about it, it makes more sense to make it in GUI. So might as well do that later on. Diablo 4, bad. Oh my god, I'm dying. Tell that to my dad. He plays that shit every single day. I used to play Diablo 3 with him on a PS3. And the DLC as well. Like couch co-op type beat, you know what I mean? Alright, let's get to coding, because I was just yapping the whole time. Which is also fun, but let's get something done. I don't know why I'm expecting to get work done when I'm streaming. It's not about that. But it's still fun to, you know, yap for a bit. Efficiency, price. Oh, price. What do you call, like, efficiency base price scaling? Or no, efficiency price scaling factor. Or efficiency, yeah, price scaling factor. It's probably fine. And we need to, I'm trying to think if we need to change it based on the rollers, or if they are all going to be the same. I don't know. I don't think they should be the same, because they should have the upgrades should be more expensive the better the roller is, right? That would make sense, I think. A ton of high-profile games listed, even Starfield and Star Citizen, World of Warcraft. Yeah, makes sense. It's very good. It's very easy to use. It's simple. It's amazing at what it does. Teamfight Tactics, huge. Yeah, it's mostly, I would think, games with like custom engines, because you don't want to make something that you don't have to, you know what I mean? I'm marveling at this list, holy shit. Yeah, it's a lot of games, yeah. Makes sense. Okay, let's look at OSRS. Damn, really? Wait, really? Is it that old? Oh wait, no, Old School RuneScape is the newer one, right? Like, it's not the actual original one. Yeah, it's the 2013 one. That makes sense, yeah. It's like, there's no way it's that old. GitHub probably wasn't even a thing when that shit released. The actual original. You know, it's funny you say that, like, you mentioned Old School RuneScape, because Prismatica is very inspired by the game. You should check it out if you're interested. I have it linked in my bio thingy. Or I think the link goes to his YouTube. But you can go to playlists and then look at Prismatica devlogs if you want to check it out. Or just go to Twitter or something. There's a bunch of places you can check it out at. Or the Discord or whatever. What the fuck was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna check how it is with different games. Doom Eternal, but not 2016. Interesting. Maybe they figured out that it exists and they used it in the newer one. I'm so excited for the new one, and I will be able to play it without like lagging, because I'm gonna get a new PC tomorrow, pretty much. I'm gonna try to build it tomorrow. GTA 6 makes sense, yeah. Also a custom engine. In-house. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, cookie clicker upgrades. Let's see how they do it, because I'm very inspired by that, so let's do that. Tiers? No. Sorry, this is so cool. No, you can keep going. It is cool to me as well. There's a bunch. That's why I also wanted to use it, because like someone making an add-on for it in Godot is really nice. Like, it's gonna be so nice to work with, and I'm gonna use it for projects as well. So there isn't scaling, or there is, but like it's roughly, it's not a percentage scaling like it is with buildings. Oh my god. I'm dying again. So, oh my god, it's a gay finger. No way. That's what I have as well. Yeah. So you can see this one for the finger is 100, 500, 10,000, 100,000, whatever. And then this one is 55,000, which is just a base price. But I think it's a very different. I think it's way more. 55, 600, 6.5 million. Like, that's insane. Like, the jumps are insane. Way more than this, I'm pretty sure. So, or maybe the curve is different, I'm not sure. But, and then this one is like, yeah, again. So, what I think I'll do is for each roller. Also, I don't know if the music is good or not. Let me know if it's too quiet. But what I'm gonna do, I think what I'm gonna do is like have this as an export. So then for each roller, I can set how much the scaling factor is set instead of, because I think how Cookie Clicker does it is each upgrade can do different things and also has a set price. And what I can do is, and what I think I will do is that efficiency upgrade is just the efficiency and nothing else, but it's leveled and you only can do a certain level. So like, let's say 100 levels is the max. We could technically have it infinite, but I don't know what the purpose of that would be. But I will have to do that in testing, so who knows? Or not infinite, but like, you know, way bigger numbers than integers can do in the engine is what I meant. But for now, I want to keep it as an integer number and just limit it and see like if people are even gonna go to those extremes of buying more than the limit, I guess, or if it's even needed. You know what I mean? So. And because some rollers are worse than others, like the ones that you buy at first, they are way worse than the ones that you will be able to get later. I think it makes more sense that, first of all, the base price is different, and second of all, the scaling is different. I think that makes sense. I'm not sure, but I think it does. So not only do we need a price scaling factor, but we need a base price. So efficiency base price. And this one will be a big, or actually, oh yeah, no, it will. Oh my god. I need to group them. This looks awful. And then this will be a float. No. No, it doesn't have to be. It can be a big as well. Yeah. No, actually. Yeah, no, it can, it's fine. And we could do a default, technically. We could do like 1 point... like, I don't know, 2.5? So how much is that, 150%? Yeah, I think so. So each time it upgrades, it goes up by, from the original base price, 250%. Because if you think, or actually that's too much probably, but if you think about it, efficiency price scale, or the efficiency upgrade doubles production, which is insane. Like, it doubles the rolls, which, you know, it's OP as fuck, so it makes sense for it to be very expensive, I think. I guess this can be 0, but we can figure that out later. But now I need to export it. So export var, we can say this, oh, oops. Efficiency base price, export, oh, export. I'm still trying to learn my new keyboard. And this would be a vector to 0. And the reason is that you can't expose or export objects to the editor for some reason. Well, I guess it makes sense, but because it wouldn't know what to do with it unless you told it to, but yeah. So what I need to do is I need to export it as a inbuilt type or built-in type and then convert it here in the setup, I think. So yeah, efficiency base price, and then in that case, oh no, yeah, that is the base price, that's correct, yes. And the scaling factor is also another one that I need to change, because this isn't gonna change. I think that's why it's a constant, that's why I made it a constant. Because this can't be a constant, so because it's an object. But I'm trying to think if the scaling factor has to be an export, right? So I need to do that as well, I guess. Export var efficiency, or actually I'm just gonna copy it. Export, oh my god, export, there we go. That's a big ass name. I could group it. I think I will actually group it. Yeah. Or I guess we don't have to say export, but we can say this, and then this would be the big, but I don't know. It's kind of confusing already. So I think I'm just gonna keep it how it is. And this would be a 180 character variable name, please. Coming right up. I mean, I could start using shortened words or whatever you want to call them, like abbreviations, like efficiency PSF, you know? I mean, that could actually work. Or price SF, price scaling factor. I could do that actually, and then put a comment on it. F per fax, that's true. Yeah, the export is there just so it doesn't have the same name actually. I think I will do that actually now. That's not a bad idea. Efficiency price. Not what you wrote, but Actually, I'm trying to think, like... I think I'm just gonna shorten it. Yeah. Uh, let's copy this. Efficiency, price, scaling factor, export. It's still big, but it's better. Oh my god, export. I can't type today. And this would be a float, I think. 2.5 for now. It's probably too much, but we'll see. It's probably fine. So this has to be changed. Price scaling factor would be price SF, is that everyone? Yeah, that is. There we go. I hate that I have to type it every single time, but it's better to do that, you know, than to not and then forget. Yeah, I'm using it there, that's fine. I don't think anything is gonna break. I don't think it changed much. Let's look at the resources. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Test rollers. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't... You can't see these anyways, but if you hover over them, you can see it, so it should be fine. But they should work, I think, so... Unless there's something in here. There is. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. That's fine, we can fix that. Wait. No, this is... What? Why is it... Price scaling factor big. Oh, no, yeah, that didn't change, yeah. I think it should, though. So if it's consistent. Oh yeah, forgot about that. There we go. And now this is gonna shoot itself. So let's replace. Price SF big. There we go. Wait, 1? Okay, that's weird. Interesting. Is it gonna work? Did it actually change? Yep, I think that's it. I guess it did. Is this fine? How did it survive? That seems fine. So it should run without any crashes. Sure does. I just don't have money. That's fine. It does work though. I think. Every single person ever. Ah, sure does, but I don't have money. It's too real. Right. So let's make it work because it doesn't right now. I think I will have to group it. I think that makes sense. So export category or group, I don't remember. What is the difference? Okay, so a group is this thing, a category is a nested group, basically. I think. Seems like it. So we need a category, not a group. Let's call it basics or like general. Oh, okay. Never mind. A group is a nested one. A category is like its own thing. That's fine. I think that's how that works, right? So if I do group, yeah. So, um, I think this is better. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Export. Oh my god, export group. Efficiency. Or see, this is where it would be like upgrades and then efficiency and whatever. So this would be a group. In that case, general should be a group. And then yeah. Okay, let's do it that way. So this would be, or not a group, a category, I mean. This would be a category, and then this would be in another category called upgrades. And then this one would be in a group. There we go. Nice. That makes more sense to me, I think. It already looks so much better. In the editor, at least. I don't know if there's... No, it didn't change. Okay, good. Okay. So, efficiency, we need to set the price, I think, and the scaling factor as well, in this case. So let's do... let's do the base price first. I think that makes more sense. So it would be efficiency base price equals this, or No, big new, oh, I said new, this, price exports, dot x, and because it's, I'm pretty sure this one is a vector 2y, or I, yeah, it is. Okay, so then we can just do this. Efficiency, base price export, y. There we go. And then efficiency price scaling factor x, or scaling factor equals big new. I think that one is, oh yeah, but this one already has a default, so let's get rid of that. And then let's put in efficiency scaling, price scaling factor export. That's it, because it's a float, yeah. And this has to be a big, there we go. I think that's how it works, I'm pretty sure. Should be fine. Yeah. So the reason, for those who don't understand what's going on, the reason why I'm exporting a vector and then somehow it gets converted to a big number is because of how my big object type works. Basically, it works as a mantissa and an exponent. That's why it's xy. In this case, it would be x equals mantissa, y equals exponent. But in that case, I can also use floats and integers. So what I can do is this one, for example, is a rolls per second, and it doesn't have to be an integer, so it can be 1.5 rolls per second, for example. Makes no sense, but it does. If you don't think about it for too long. But yeah, this gets converted to 1, basically. If I do 1 and 6, it would be 1 million and so on. So yeah, that's why it's a vector. Yeah, a vector. But yeah, this should work, I think. Right, how do we test it? We go into here and do this thing, as it says. Thanks, past me. We can get rid of all of this for now. What we want to do is we want to calculate the costs first, so we'll do this. All of this. You can just copy and then change it. And then thanks for nothing past me. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is usually. Hey, thanks for nothing. That's great. People who have been like coming to my stream for a while, they just do it usually at the start or the end of the stream, like throw their points into the void. Because you can only do it once per stream. And I never told anyone what it does. And I don't think I ever will. Like, maybe it does something, maybe it doesn't, who knows? Well, I do, but no one else does. And I think that's fun. So I'll keep it that way. You know, who knows? Maybe it's just there. Maybe it's just a funny haha, but maybe it does something. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you'll have to find out. Or don't. You know? What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, this thing. So total cost, current count, mod lottery. Maybe. Current price. We want the efficiency price. Why is it not showing up? Did I not set it up? I did. Okay. Let's reload. Maybe it's shitting itself as usual. You know, usually does that. So nothing new. Failed to load script. Why? Oh, because of this. That's okay. That's fine. Okay, does it work now? Base price. Yes. Efficiency base price. Times price. Price. Base price. Efficiency price SF. Is it just called base price SF? No, it's just price SF big because I hate calling everything properly, apparently. Have you seen this? Where is it? Oh yeah, it's not there anymore. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, this one. Yo, what the fuck is this? That was my type check. If something was wrong, I would know what happened because that's how I work, apparently. Right. Total costs.